Welcome back to episode 5 of the Big Turbo STI build. In this episode, we will be installing the cam gears and getting this motor timed. If there's anything that you would like to see or anything that we missed, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below. Alright Jose, you want to let them know what you're doing right now?
I am putting some thread locker on all these pulleys just because, for safe reasons. We don't want a pulley coming loose. It's used for vibration.
So right now we're torquing down the cam tensioners. Or actually no, they're not tensioners, they're the idlers. They're labeled T4, so it's this one. Yeah. They get torqued down to 28.9 foot-pounds, but we just did 29.
Okay, we got that.
The handy dandy torque wrench.
And T3.
T3 is 18 foot-pounds. And T3 is the smaller one, which is over here. It's this one. And we did that one, and that one to 29 foot-pounds. Alright, so right now we got those all torqued to spec, and we're tying down these to spec, which calls for 21.8 foot-pounds, and then another 45 degrees right after that. So do that right now. Got the torque wrench set to that value. Okay, so right there. Okay, Jose, so you can't move. I have to hit it at 45 degrees where I'm at right now. Okay, and I believe it's the same one for the exhaust. Oh no, the exhaust is 72 foot-pounds. So time this bad boy up.
Why don't you have like a small tripod?
Yeah, I don't shoot out money. No one's helping me pay for this shit.
I don't shit out money, but
You gonna give me my socket or?
No, I was gonna keep it.
Oh, okay, cool.
Alright, torque down by 12 degrees.
Alright. Okay, sounds good. And then that's for the driver or the passenger side. We're gonna do the same thing on the driver's side. Oh, I have to put it back to 21.8. To be honest, I think they both read the same value at 72 foot-pounds, but that's whatever. Okay, so right there is pretty much parallel, so I have to hit it at a 45. Right there? What? Did you fart? Oh. Why'd you fart? You weren't doing anything.
The stress?
Oh.
fuck my leg.
So on the exhaust, it tells you right here. That L stands for left hand, and that one says exhaust. So when it means left hand, it means like from the driver position. So if you're on the driver's side, sitting in the car, over here's the left hand side, over there's the right hand side. So this one's left exhaust. This little notch is for this little notch right there. There we go. You want to give it some extra spins just to make sure it's spinning with no wobble, because if you have wobble, if you can see wobble now, then imagine when you're at 8K, that thing's just gonna fly off. So you just want to give it a good overlook, then we can start threading the bolt.
So there's two different types of bolts. So this bolt has no hole. This is gonna be your exhaust. This bolt has a hole for your oil. So bottom bolt has no holes.
So this one timed down to 72.4 foot-pounds. Okay, let the motor go down. There we go. So now we're gonna get the timing belt on, and we'll show you how to do that. So right here's the gauge timing belt. the starting mark is right here on these triple, or not triple dots, but they're just dotted compared to these solid lines. And the arrows tell you the belt has to go this way. Timing marks have to match with the timing mark that's right there. Right there. And this thing has to be positioned like that. See how that matches with that? And the same thing has to be done over here, except this notch is over here. So you match up this notch to that notch, and these two timing marks should be like that, parallel. And the same thing over there. The valves are slightly open, so it's gonna make it a little bit tricky. So also on the crank, it has a spot where you want to time it. That little notch is supposed to be with that notch on the crank sensor. So we're gonna start off by getting the belt on the crank first. And we're gonna get the belt, we're gonna work our way this way. We're gonna go down that way, go over there. So after you get the timing belt on, you wanna make sure that tick mark is lined up with the belt, is lined up with...
I think this is a tooth off.
But how is it on the belt? Because sometimes it'll do that. Because you see it right here? It's perfect. It might be a tooth off because we haven't taken off the tensioner. Because it's on the belt, it's fine. So in this clip, we weren't really sure if we timed the motor correctly or not, because according to those double dash marks on the driver's side, they weren't really parallel. It looks like it was like half a tooth or a tooth off. But we read online that this was a pretty common problem, and you're just okay. Just make sure that the timing marks with the cam gear is correct with the belt. So we decided to give it a few turns. All right, so you want to pull the pin? We didn't hear anything touching. We didn't hear anything out of the ordinary. We just heard it took some compression, so that's good. But we didn't hear anything on metal contact. We checked the timing marks again on the crank right there. And then again, right there, and right there. Those look good. And then then this one, that notch to there. Looks pretty good. And for some reason, I don't know why, it's always like just half a tooth off. I remember this being a problem, but I don't think actually caused a motor. I think it's just like that. We're gonna put on the timing cover back on, and we're gonna call it good for timing. Oh, one more thing I forget. We're gonna have to put new seals right here, and we're gonna put on the new cover seal on there for both sides. This one still has the old O-ring on there. We'll take it off here in a bit. But yeah, we need to do that, and then we'll put on the timing cover. All right, so I just got this new O-ring right here. I just installed it, and right now I got this little plate. There we go. Looks like that. And we're gonna put it on here. And these are tiny 8mm bolts. Be careful not to snap them because they snap very, very easily. I'm gonna look up the torque specs. I think there's something like 4 foot-pounds or something like that. But we'll look it up here in a bit. So if you guys are wondering what the part number was, it's right there. And that's for so this O-ring, it's a little bigger than what you see, how it's a little bigger, so it's kind of like that. And you want to make sure you clean this off really, really good. Put it on there like so.
Right here, ready?
Just grab my 8mm wrench. and then until like I can't really do it like just by doing it freely. That's when I stop like that. So look at this junkyard find that we got. No, I'm kidding. It came off his car. We're gonna clean up a little bit because it's a brand new motor. We don't want to slap something this hideous on a beautiful motor like that. So now we got the motor looking more and more complete. Come a long ways. Now we need to get some accessories up here, the harness, as well as run our fuel lines. We ran IAG fuel rails and we're running 1300 cc ID injectors. I ran 691 on stock lines. So stock lines can go quite a bit. We just need a good pump to feed it all through. And this thing only goes in one way as well. It has a little notch. Probably see it right there. And it has the same notch on the crank. So just match that up. And I like to take a hammer just to make sure it's really nice and flat. So I got my weapon of choice right here. So that's pretty much flat right there. So grab your bolt, feed it through, and tying this thing. I think this thing goes all the way up to 132 foot-pounds, which is insane. But I'm gonna double check on that. So the same way, I'm gonna stick a extension on the bell housing, and I'm gonna look up the torque specs on this. Oh boy. So check it out, guys. I was right on target, 132.8 foot-pounds. That's a question?
There we go.
Okay. Alright. So this right here is a whole harness off of a 2007 STI. Most of the stuff is pretty simple to figure out, and you just kind of just follow it around and you'll figure out what goes where. But it goes on there something like that. So let's get to it. So for the passenger side, or no, this is the driver's side. The white cables go up front and the black cables go in the back. So hashtag Rosa Parks. The injectors, the one that stretches the farthest makes more sense that goes up front. Why are you laughing?
Hashtag Rosa Parks.
Oh,
Never heard that.
that's the way I remember it. And then this blue one is the AVCS solenoid. This is just a ground. You can ground it anywhere on the manifold. This cam sensor. You only have an intake one on this particular model. There's no exhaust one. That's another injector. This, I don't know what that goes to yet, but over here we got this throttle body. Over here is the map sensor. We have a Omni bar. I think it's a 3.5 bar or a 4 bar. I can't really remember, but it's an Omni bar. Again, I don't know what that. Oh, I think this is for the knock sensor, to be honest.
And this used to be the
EVAP system.
we canceled that one.
It used to like feed through here, and then another vacuum line in there. It goes to the fuel, but we deleted that. One plug goes to the power steering. One goes to the oil pressure, and the other one goes to the crank. And then go over here. This is a 2GB motor that we're no longer using. Over here again, hashtag Rosa Parks. And right here's your main harness plug. And it's the same thing over here. I believe, I don't know what this is.
That goes from it's for the inlet.
Oh, that's for the PCV valve, I believe.
Yeah.
Alright, thank you for sticking around and watching today's episode. I appreciate any sort of feedback that you want to see on the channel, or like anything you have questions about. I'll be in the comment section replying to all of you guys. And hopefully we'll get this motor running pretty soon. I know you guys are anxious to see it, see on the day, I know, but I'm just as anxious as you are, so see you in the next episode.